This is Richard Wolff from Democracy at Work with another Wolff Responds. I want to talk today about the defeat of the unionization drive at the Amazon warehouse and distribution center in Bessemer, Alabama. It's an important event, and the best way to handle it is to try to understand why it happened. And I'm not going to focus on the strategy and tactics of either side. I don't believe those were the key causes of the outcome. That is, I don't think Amazon was all that successful in what they did. I don't think the union was either. Both had their strengths and weaknesses, and the outcome was not determined by either of what they did in terms of strategy and tactics. I think the outcome was foreordained, that it was determined by larger cultural, historical understandings that the workers in that area brought to that vote and to that unionization drive. I think what has become the common sense of workers in general and workers in the South particularly were the deciding factor. And let me explain what I mean. Americans are born into a particular society which has general rules in how it teaches them, in their schools, in their homes, in their churches, and as they watch and engage with mass media. And that general set of ideas becomes what you might call common sense, the way people think the world works, and on the basis of which they make decisions like voting in a unionization election. Long ago, corporate America understood the importance of shaping common sense. They spend huge amounts of time and energy and personnel to shape what we hear and see in the mass media, what we hear in the church pulpit, what we get in our schools, and what our parents and friends talk to us about. Nothing comparable happens on the other side. There is no parallel flow of money, people, creativity, ingenuity into presenting the critique of corporate capitalism, the possibility of what society could do with unionization. In Europe, that exists. There is a long-developed critique of capitalism enshrined in common sense because they have powerful socialist, communist, and anti-capitalist movements, political parties, who often are part of governments. Nothing like that exists in the United States. And that's why unions exist in Amazon facilities all over Europe, and always have, and have no threat coming down to get rid of them either. So we need to do what we haven't done. We need to intervene in public discourse, schools, media, churches, conversations, systematically, all the time, like the other side does, so that common sense is a much more balanced affair and can actually look at the arguments pro and con for a union with something like a balanced understanding of what's at stake. In Europe, the unions themselves do some of that, as indeed unions in the United States try with limited resources to do some. But in Europe, they have a partner. Yeah, those socialists, those communists, those anti-capitalists all over the place are the partners of the labor movement, doing the important work of shaping public common sense, shaping what happens on television, on the radio, in the church, at school, and so on. The United States labor movement has no such partner. It did once in the first half of the 20th century. But after World War II, with the Cold War, a split was engineered by the corporate sector and working with the government, a split of the political left from the labor movement. Very useful way of having a Cold War. And that split meant that the labor movement lost its natural partner. The people, the movements, the parties, the social activists who could have and would have and should have been the partner that could change the national discourse, give criticism of corporations equal opportunity to make their case, to give explanations of what unions can do, have done, and could do an equal place, which they have not had for the last 75 years. So here's my response. Learn from the Amazon mistake. Rebuild the alliance that corporate America smashed. An alliance between a labor movement that needs all the help it can get and an already rapidly growing progressive, leftist, sometimes socialist mass movement, political, ideological, social. Rebuilding that alliance is the best possible way to take something positive from the defeat of the Amazon workers in Bessemer, Alabama. This is Richard Wolff for Democracy at Work.